Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, sir, and thanks for having me.
I hope you're well.
That is great. I hope you are too.
By the grace of God, we are also well. Doc, first let's start with what the problem is currently, because there are people who are reporting that until about 3 days ago, they were not having outages. Now they're having outages, long hours of outages. What's the challenge?
Okay, thank you very much, and good morning to you and your listeners. So, some few days ago, what happened was that there was an incident at the Akosombo Gridco substation, a major fire incident at the Gridco Akosombo substation. Yes, which affected or disrupted operations within the power sector. As a result, power supply has been affected in some parts of the country. But as I speak to you, efforts are being made to restore power. Yes, and we apologize for the inconvenience that our customers have encountered. Yes, and we continue to urge them to remain calm and assure them that the situation is under control.
Explain. Okay, so are there some regions which are more affected than others when it comes to what has happened at Akosombo?
Okay, so it also depends on where you are taking your supply from. Yes, but I cannot give that detail. That detail can be provided by Gridco. Yes, not from ECG.
So for you, what it is that you have what do you call it? A deficit when it comes to transmission, when it comes to generation, and it's affecting sending power to the various.
We don't have any challenge with generation.
Okay.
We have enough generation.
Okay.
Yes, and subsequently we've also yesterday we commenced the replacement and upgrade of transformers around at the Teshinungwa substation. It started yesterday, and we hope to complete latest by Wednesday. All things being equal.
Okay. Okay. Explain to us when you say, because the Akosombo issue is it not a generation problem? What is it?
Okay. So when you look at the value chain, VRA generates, and transmission side is Gridco, and the distribution side is ECG. But looking at the incident now, you can tell that it's more of the transmission. So, of course, if there's a transmission challenge, it clearly tells you that even when you generate, where would it go? If there's a transmission challenge, distribution will be difficult. That's why sometimes when our customers blame ECG for not getting power, we explain to them that we are in the value chain. If there's no transmission, there'll be no distribution. If there's no generation, there'll be no transmission and there'll be no distribution. So this is the value chain.
So what we have at the Akosombo is a transmission problem, and once it can be transmitted, you won't get it.
So as you can indicate from the press release shared by Gridco, they said power supply has been affected, which means that it is not generation.
Okay. So having said that, I'm sure then you'll be in touch with Gridco as to the current situation. Are there any improvements?
Oh, there have been a major improvement. And I'm sure this afternoon the sector minister would address that.
Okay, a major improvement, but the update to be
Yes,
given by the sector minister.
yes. This afternoon, I'm sure you are aware of that too.
Yes, yes. We've been told that the minister will be addressing a press
Yes,
conference on it.
exactly. So the minister would give very detailed information about the current situation.
Mm. You say you're doing transformer replacement. Currently, you are at is it Teshi? What are you
Yes,
changing?
okay. So we are replacing power transformers. We have power transformers, and then we also have distribution transformers. So the power transformers are usually at the substations and are received from, let's say, our BSPs, our bulk supply points. And then we step them down to be able to get through to the district transformer that gets to our various homes. Now, we are upgrading it 26 MVA to a higher capacity, that is 39 MVA. And even a basic or lay person understand that when capacity is increased, it will be able to accept more load. I believe you're also aware that there is increase in terms of our various communities, the development, those living in communities. I mean, we are expanding as a community, which also means that loads are also increasing. The use of appliances are also increasing, right? So, as a proactive measure, we need to improve voltage stability, service reliability, minimize the frequency and duration of outages, reduce system overloads and equipment failures. So we are undertaking this to be able to address all of this. Yes, we do acknowledge the inconvenience these temporary interruptions may cause our customers, because when we are changing or replacing transformers and upgrades, there are going to be some disruptions. The light would go off for some few hours so that we'll be able to move equipment and all of that. It's like changing your light bulb in your house. The first thing you do is to put it off before you change the bulb. That's how basic or simple I can explain. So once it goes off, we have to then change. And then once we are done changing and testing and making sure everything is working well, we put customers back online.
And you say you'll be completing the one in Teshi when?
So Teshi, we started on yesterday.
Okay.
Looking at the way it went, despite the rainstorm, we are hopeful that by Wednesday we should be back. We should have completed everything at Teshi.
In the meantime, what would that mean to those who rely on that power transformer?
Okay, so there's going to be temporary interruptions.
Temporal interruptions.
Yes.
Which okay, so it will not be a long outage, but at some point the power will have to go off whilst you're working.
Exactly.
Okay, I see. How many of this?
Yesterday, Osman, your one of your journalists was present, and he was present from the beginning throughout the various stages of our operation.
Okay.
I'm sure he will share some video clips with you.
Okay, that's great. But I wonder how many of these power transformers you need to replace.
Well,
in Accra specifically.
So we are looking at, we've done an audit of our systems. So based on that, we are looking at critical areas replacement and all of that. But as MD indicated, we are hopeful that looking at all of these chiller replacements, it should be able to reduce the outages and improve overall service reliability.
See, aside that, so would that deal with the constant complaints people keep making about the fact that they have many, do I call it power trips or power outages? Like some people will say, every day my power goes off like 5 times.
Okay, so
would
let
that
me
change?
explain that one. Let me explain. So now we are done with the discussion of power transformers. Now let's move to the distribution transformers. These are the transformers that we usually see within our communities. Now, our communities are expanding. There are new developments in these areas. It also means that there's going to be capacity issues within the role that distributed transformers play. So, for instance, a distributed transformer, which is meant for, let's say, 200 people, after a certain while, more people have joined that community. It means that it would increase. Once it increases, there's going to be a capacity issue, which could be, let's say, an overload, or it will reach its capacity. So there are some distribution transformers which have even exceeded their capacity, which means that if 200 people are supposed to be on it and they are not 300, it will get to a point that when it gets to its peak, it will just cut automatically. Now, these system protection devices are supposed to help protect the system, protect the customer, as well as protect our overall power reliability. For instance, if it doesn't trip or it doesn't go off, your guess is as good as mine. It can cause the entire system to blow up or get bent. Now, if it gets bent, it means that it has to be replaced. And that can take some considerable amount of time. So if we don't protect it when it trips, so I'm sure some of you have what you call breakers and all of this in your homes. The essence of these breakers are usually to contain or protect your systems within your homes. So whenever there's any increase or the current goes up, for you to protect your appliances and all of that, it will automatically cut so that it will protect the systems. That's something similar that operates around the distributed transformers.
Okay. And how many of these transformers, distribution transformers, are you aware have this issue of overload?
Well, so this can be divided in several regions within our operational areas. But the Energy Minister, Honorable Jinapo, has, through government, of course, the ministry is government, has approved about 2,500 new transformers to be replaced within our operational areas. On top of my head, I can say that Ashanti alone requires about around 400 distribution transformers. Greater Accra will come in. Western region will be there. Eastern, Volta, NOT regions. All of these things within our operational areas. So we're looking at immediately 2,500 to replace.
2,500 distribution transformers.
Yes. within operational areas has been approved.
Okay. Do you have them?
I'm aware that even some communities have been replaced.
Okay. Okay.
But it's a gradual process.
Okay. Okay.
Yesterday, I told your reporter that you'll be joining us to witness some of these operations. I mean, the replacement of the district transformers, so that you bring more light to it during conversations like this.
Okay. We'll get some of those details from him. But I realized that when you're talking about, it's a Kumasi alone or Ashanti region, we'll do 400.
So Ashanti region. Sorry.
Is there a peculiar problem with that region?
Yes. So there have been some reports of low voltage. So after testing, we are moving to Ashanti region. So the Ridge BSP will be replaced with a new power transformer. The managing director and other top management were in the Ashanti region last week. In fact, from last week, Wednesday to Friday, they were in the region to assess the situation, look at ongoing projects, and also to have conversations with members in the community, the media, on the current situation and effort we put in place to address them.
Okay. Would that solve the problem with Kumasi? Because we've heard many stories about constant power outages in the area.
Yeah, so those are the efforts. And as I said, there's going to be a new power transformer to replace the old one at the Ridge BSP. There's also going to be a new line from the Anumaso. Sometimes with the process of this becomes a challenge, but yes. And then the link going to airport, Kasi, the one that connects the Ghana water area.
Okay.
Pump station, yes.
Well, I guess that one to be subject to further details because you are dealing with distribution. If there are issues with transmission, I guess the energy minister will be talking about it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let me conclude with one place.
Okay.
Okay. So I have a lovely lady here who is from the Volta region.
Yes.
I am also from the Volta region anyway. Well, question is...
Am I speaking to Sena?
Yes, this is Sena.
Okay.
So the question is, what's the problem with the Volta region? Because there are constant reports of not only frequent outages, but low current that they can barely use.
Okay. So our lady from the Volta region, please, are you there?
Yes, she's listening to you.
Okay, good. So the Volta and Oti regions can be described as the hardest hit by low voltages in the Ecg operational areas. Now, the problem is essentially from the national transmission grid, that's GRIDCO. And so GRIDCO is leading the efforts to upgrade transmission system voltage from 69 kV to 161 kV. And with government support, planning and procurement to phase one of what is known as the Eastern Corridor Transmission Project has begun. Right. So, and that involves the construction of a 45-kilometer 161 kV transmission line from Asiepe to Ho, and then a new BSP, that's a bulk supply point, that's 16134.5 kV substation at Ho. So we are going to build a new substation in the Volta region, that's in in whole to be specific. So system studies conducted by Google confirmed that once the new BSP is completed and customers in whole have been transferred to it, voltage along the entire transmission corridor from Asiepe to KJB will immediately improve and fall within the standard values. The new whole BSP, sorry, there's a call coming through. The new whole BSP will have 5 times the transformation capacity of the existing one. So far, the transmission line routes and 2 alternate sites for the new BSP have been identified. So, all things being equal, that is, barring any unforeseen events, we should be able to have this completed. On the 17th of April 2026, Ecg and Gridco management were present in the Volta region. In fact, the managing director of Ecg was even there on Friday, yes, to inspect progress of work. So, Ecg and Gridco have put together a plan to get this issue resolved. So, Volta region should see something positive coming up as we undertake this.
Are there any clear timelines?
I'm not able to give that at the moment. I would have to consult and then get that to you.
Okay, I said that was the last one, but Martin Abosokan is asking about the station at Kokrantumi, whether there's an issue with it. Are you able to tell?
Immediately, I'm not able to.
Okay.
I have to check with the districts. Yes.
Doc, thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm very grateful, Mr. Sena. Please, let's keep in touch.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll do that.
All right.
Dr. Charles Nii Ayiku is General Manager for External Communications of the Electricity Company of Ghana. I don't know whether that answers your questions. The specific question on Kokrantumi, he says he's not able to. I guess we can get back to him later in the day. He'll cross-check and get back to us. So we'll get that information for you. If there are some specifics you also want him to address, we can get those specifics and then get him to also respond to those, because some of those are specific details that can be gotten from either the regions or the district. Big thank you to him for speaking to us. So a few things to highlight. There are 2 types of